my name is Sakshi Kiran Naik and I welcome you to this course, Prompt Engineering with Engineers. Build smarter, automate better, and save money. Let me ask you something straight up. Are your engineers, or even you, burning money every day and don't even know anything about it? Because this is what is happening. Companies are paying tens of thousands of dollars for premium subscriptions of LLMs like ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, etc. And their staff doesn't really know how to leverage the capabilities. These LLMs have some of the best computational minds ever known to mankind. They can automate our tasks and make our lives so efficient by addressing complex queries. But then imagine having such services at your disposal and going and prompting something very vague like, give me a Python code to send an email. Now this is a very vague prompt. So the machine starts guessing, the model starts guessing. There is a lot of confusion for the model. The model has a lot many questions. So you clarify, you retry, and finally after such iterations, you fix it. Now you do have the output, but at what cost? It has cost you 3 times more token. It has cost you many more hours and frankly, a lot more money. Sounds like an expensive deal, right? So I bring you this course wherein I will teach you to write smarter prompts, the kind of prompts that will reduce your cost per query by at least 46% and give you clean, usable, production-grade solutions in just one shot. We'll be learning about techniques that help you save time, help you save money, and eliminate guesswork totally. We'll also end with real-world demos where you will see prompts going from meh to magic. Because it's not about being polite to AI, it's about being precise. Let's get started. LLM is an engine. Agent is a manager. When you structure your prompt into steps with roles and tools, you have turned ChatGPT type of LLMs into lightweight agents. Think auto-generating reports, test cases, even log summaries, without you writing even a single line of code or investing your time to do these manual activities. That's the power of smart prompting, of prompting with a structure. So, what do you think happens when you ask ChatGPT a question? It's not thinking, it's not Googling, it is predicting. Yes, under that sophisticated hood, all it does is predict. It is trying to give you the most likely next word based on patterns that it has seen during its training phase. These word pieces are called as tokens. A token can be a small word like email, or a token can be a part of a larger word like automation, which is generally broken down into 2 tokens. Now, this is where things get really interesting. 1. You pay for each of these tokens, not words, tokens. Second, output tokens cost way more than input tokens. So, if your prompt is confusing or if it has insufficient details, the model might over-explain. The model might give you irrelevant details. Or worst, the model might ramble. This rambling, that's not just annoying, that is expensive. But a sharper prompt will give you sharper results. And that is what we are aiming for in this course. The problem with AI is not that it is very smart. As an AI strategist, as an AI consultant, I have often had people walk up to me and voice their concerns. What if AI takes over the world? What if AI is that smart? And I often tell them, actually I always tell them, the problem is not that AI is smart. The problem is that it's not smart enough. So we have to do our part to get the best of the tools that we have there. This is what we'll be learning in this prompt engineering course. Most people write very vague prompts like give me a code for a login page. Now the model is confused. It's trying to guess the intent. Do you need a Python coded page? Do you need a React coded page? Do you need a diagram? It's trying to go in all the directions. These are some of the common mistakes I have seen in the prompting world. I will explain 3 of them just in a brief overview. First is being very vague, like the example that I just gave. Second is not providing the format of the output. Basically, not telling the model whether you need the output in a JSON format, whether you need it to be in a structured format, whether you need it to be in a paragraph. If you are not giving it any output format, it's just going to ask you more questions or give you the wrong formatted answers. Third mistake is asking for too much information all at once. What will happen is you will get confusing, bloated answers, which frankly will just waste your tokens, time, energy, and money. Alright, let's get to the core of this course. How to write that efficient prompt which we have been discussing for so long. I am going to share 5 techniques to make that kind of a prompt. Now these are some short techniques which I believe every engineer should definitely have in their toolkit. These techniques are simple yet powerful and you will see instant improvement in your results. These 5 techniques I'll be explaining one by one with a clean example, so I'm sure the concept will be very clear. Let's get started. The first technique is called instruction plus context. Remember how ChatGPT or any such models are basically prediction engines? So you have to constantly give them a context. You have to instruct them well. Instead of saying, write a bug report or summarize a bug report, try saying, summarize this bug report for a non-technical stakeholder. See the difference? You are now guiding the model. The second technique is called as pattern persona, or in simple words, assign a role. If you do this, what you will notice is the model has acquired a new depth. The tone of the model has become a little more technical. So how do you do this? Instead of saying, okay, give me a code for connecting to a database, you can go ahead and assign it a role. Say, think of yourself as a senior backend developer. Write an efficient Python code to connect to a MySQL database. See how we have given extra information, established context, as well as we have assigned it a persona of a senior backend engineer. Your response will now have more depth and will guide you in a proper manner. Third technique is called as output constraints. Basically, tell the model exactly what you want and in what format. For example, say, give me the output in a JSON format with keys like error code, error number, and root cause. This will give you a very well-defined structured format of the output. Your output will be very easy to read, very easy to understand, and you would have achieved this with like a prompt or 2. That would be the most efficient way of using the given tokens. The next technique is called as chain prompting. In chain prompting, what you do is you give it a few examples and ask it to think in steps. Basically, instead of just asking for too much information at once, you ask it to provide the information into steps. You ask the model to think before it answers. Like, instead of saying, okay, give me a solution to fix this memory leak, you could try saying, give me a step-by-step RCA of why this memory leak has occurred and how I can fix it then provide a foolproof production grade solution. This will give you a very usable, very deployable solution which will 100% be a production quality solution. The last technique is called as few shot prompting. What you do here is basically you train the model. Instead of just giving it a question, you show it how the question is supposed to be answered by giving a few examples and establishing a pattern. The model is quite smart, so it will catch up on the pattern. No doubt in that. Think of it in simple words like training a junior developer. So you would go to the junior developer and teach him how to write a test case, maybe once, maybe twice, and third time you would ask him to do it himself. This is exactly what few shot prompting is like. And believe me, this is the most interesting technique of prompting because you're not just using the model anymore, you're also training the model, and that too in real time. So all these techniques are just items in your toolkit. As an AI engineer or as an AI consultant, or even just as a random engineer who is just using AI to automate his tasks and reduce his manual efforts, the best thing that you can do is a combination of all these 5 tools. So if you deploy all these 5 tools together and write a prompt that has enough instruction, has context, is not at all vague, you're giving some examples, maybe you're trying to reduce it into steps for better understanding and logic. If you assign a role to it, a persona to it, this is going to give you a A-grade solution. In the last section, we have seen what 5 prompting techniques can be used to talk better with the AI systems and how we can get rich outputs and production quality solutions. Now, what you see on the screen is an Excel sheet. It's a real survey on mental health in tech industry with responses from professionals across roles, countries, and age groups. Our goal is to create a clean report from this file, something that we could use in a presentation or publish on a basic site. So for achieving this goal, I'm going to use the 5 prompting techniques that I had described in the last video. So this would be more of a hands-on demo of how exactly can you do smart prompting. Okay, so we go to ChatGPT. And I uploaded my Excel sheet over here. This is the same Excel sheet you can see, mental health in tech industry. And I gave it a prompt. I said, create a report from the Excel file. And you can see the survey summary report is something that is our response to this particular prompt. Now, this is a very bad example of a prompt that we could give to the AI. We are just saying, create a report from the Excel file. What's wrong with this? It's vague. It does not say what kind of a report, what format we want, what to focus on. So the output we get is very generic and it completely misses the mark. It is vague, it is unusable, and we cannot show it in some business meeting. How do we fix it? Let's apply our first technique. What's the first technique? Instruction plus context. So now in my new prompt, I am giving it some context and I am also providing some instructions. My new prompt says, you are given an Excel file containing anonymous survey responses on mental health in the tech industry. Each row represents a respondent and columns cover aspects like age, gender, job role, hours worked, AI impact, mental health resources, and more. So basically, I am describing the input that I've provided to it. So I am establishing context over here. Now I am providing instructions. I say, create a static HTML web report titled Mental Health in Tech Survey Insights that includes 1. A style table that displays the first 10 responses, a brief summary paragraph at the top mentioning number of responses and diversity, basic styling for readability, that is alternating row colors, header, formatting, etc. Output just the HTML code, no explanations, just the HTML ready to be copied into a file. It just gives me a HTML code which I have copied and pasted into a notepad file in my local machine. When I run that file, this is what I see. See,
Now, this is a very useful report. It clearly tells me what is the summary of the Excel sheet that I had fed into it. It is also giving me a paragraph that says this report summarizes findings from 70 anonymous responses across 17 countries and 6 unique job roles. The data offers valuable insights into the intersection of technology work and mental health challenges. This is very clear, right? So, once you have established instructions, once you have established context, the result that you get, there's a drastic difference between the first result that we got. Where is it? Okay, here. See, this survey summary report versus this survey summary report. There's a drastic difference, right? This is the report that you see right now on the screen. You can use it into your business meetings. You can use it in your presentations. But this thing looks like some intern has done it. It's not up to the mark. In fact, this is something that's not even usable. What information are you even getting from this report? And what changed? The input file was same, the model was same, and everything was same. Only difference was the first prompt was extremely vague, saying create a report from the Excel file, and the second prompt was very detailed. It established some context about the input file, and then it gave layered inputs, layered statements, layered instructions that okay, we want our output in this particular format. So this is how smart prompting improves solutions.
If you have made it this far in the course, take a minute and give yourself the very well-deserved pat on your shoulder. Go ahead, do it. It's really well-deserved. Congratulations, you are now a super engineer with prompting pass. Real cost of AI is not just in dollars. It's in wasted tokens, it's in vague prompts, and the hours that you spend cleaning up bad results. But now, you know how to fix that. You have the tools that will help you slash the token costs, improve output reliability, and automate boring tasks. Using AI is not cheating. Using techniques for better prompting is not cheating. This is just language design, and engineering. You are now speaking AI's language effectively and efficiently. Remember, you are the engineer. AI is just your cool assistant.